Thank
All
God.
right, let's get into it, Rob. And Draymond Green, who will not be in the bubble because Golden State did not make the playoffs without Steph and Clay. He's talking, though, and he was on ESPN's Jalen and Jacoby, and he likes the Lakers. Here's why.
Going into this bubble, the Lakers got to be the favorite because they got LeBron, and he can kind of adjust to anything. And I think he's probably the most disciplined player we've ever seen in the NBA. And that's going to matter going into this bubble. And so, having LeBron on your team going into this bubble gives you a slight advantage.
I know Draymond likes LeBron, but enough. Chris, really? He should be the president. He's the greatest player ever.
Is he trying
He's better than Muhammad Ali?
Calling him out of his name
yes,
in the finals in 2016?
My God, enough already. What?
I hear you, Rob. Look, and like you said, Draymond is a clutch guy, an uninterrupted guy, and all that. And we like LeBron. I mean, we don't think he's the GOAT. We think Jordan's the GOAT, but we both got him second, so we agree that he's a great player.
But my goodness.
This was the quote, Rob. He's probably the most disciplined player we've ever seen in the NBA, in NBA history. What? I mean, what's the basis for saying that? I don't know. Where do you get that? Michael Jordan isn't in the conversation? Magic Johnson isn't in the conversation. Larry Bird. We could go on and on. Isaiah Thomas, not even stars. I mean, how do we measure that LeBron is the most disciplined player ever in NBA history?
I don't know because I lost my discipline meter, and I don't know where it is, so I don't know how to judge it. And of course, I don't know what the interview was, but could somebody have pushed back just a little bit to say, like, what do you mean?
Yeah, define that,
he's so
Draymond.
disciplined that he's lost 6 finals, the most of any other former regular season MVP. Is that what we're talking about?
No.
Look,
he keeps coming back.
Bring that up.
That might be one of them. He keeps coming back. And so he's disciplined to try to win the championship. Look, all I'm going to say is this. Obviously, LeBron is mentally tough. He is an all-time great player. He is disciplined, certainly. No question about that. And he's a very good leader. So I'm sure during this 3 months off, 4 months off, he has taken care of himself. He's worked out hard. But the notion that he's going to have some type of advantage over all the other stars, other than just he might be a better player, but this notion that mentally he's going to have an advantage, I just can't go there because it's been a while, but we've seen LeBron struggle at times mentally. We saw him in the Dallas finals. Obviously, that was 2011, okay? But even in 2018, after a tremendous game, 51 points against Golden State, and then J.R. Smith, of course, makes the boo-boo for all time when he forgot to score. But LeBron was lost it on the bench.
And, Chris, this is the thing about that game. If you would have told LeBron before that game, if you were tied at the end of regulation in game 1 of the NBA Finals in Golden State, wouldn't you take it?
You would definitely sign
it
up for that every time.
For any time and say, we got a chance to win the game. Instead, he freaked out oh, wow, we lost. They didn't lose. And if you remember, LeBron had 2 points in overtime. He was mentally out of it. If you remember watching him on the bench,
yep,
he had removed himself. He had detached himself from what was going on instead of saying, no sweat. We just got to play these guys for 5 more minutes so I could walk away and steal game 1 at Golden State. Could have changed the entire series, and he wasn't mentally ready for it.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously he's shown up. He's huge in the finals. His numbers are tremendous in the finals. But we're just saying this notion that he's so far ahead of everybody else mentally, I can't go there. I mean, I think Kawhi Leonard is about as tough as they get in today's NBA mentally. He doesn't show emotion.
Nothing seems to bother him, Chris.
Right.
Nothing. I don't.
No. He's played for, an all-time great coach in Greg Popovich. He goes to Toronto. He's got 1 season there. and delivers them a championship. Doesn't have a second star. When he was in San Antonio and they're playing Golden State with Kevin Durant, he's got no second star. I mean, LaMarcus Aldridge is a star, I guess. But they were up 22 when he got hurt. So, I mean, this dude is mentally tough. So I think Kawhi's got a great temperament for this type of thing. Is it going to be better suited than what LeBron? We don't know. But again, we're just saying to say like LeBron is light years ahead of everybody else in that regard. I just can't go there.
Especially when I don't know the reasons why, other than, yes, he's been to finals and Draymond loves everything about LeBron. I get it. I told you it's the only barbershop show where everybody in the barbershop agrees with LeBron no matter what he says. Have you ever been to a barbershop like that? I know I haven't. I've owned one for almost 19 years now. And, Chris, you could come in with that black hat on and people will tell you it's a different color. Everybody would tell you it's not black.
Look, you know this. You can go into a barbershop in the hood and say you know Donald Trump, you don't like Donald Trump in the hood.
Yes.
And you'll get pushback. There'll be
somebody in the shop who will defend Donald Trump and tell you you're wrong.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
No
You're
doubt about it.
Absolutely right.
Everybody doesn't agree in the barbershop. That's what makes it great.
Right. So, look, I like the Lakers' chances. I really do. Now, I'm with Rob. We're both picking the Clippers. But I'm not going to say the Lakers don't have a good shot. I think they got a very good shot. They got two of the best three players in that series, in LeBron and Anthony Davis. But the notion, like we said, just that coming out of this, they got such an advantage over everybody else. I just don't see it. And I don't know where Draymond's coming from with that. And you made an interesting point to start the show, Rob. Like, he is pouring major league love on LeBron.
He is pouring so much sugar on LeBron. I think I have a toothache just listening to him talk. Because everything about LeBron
is this some of your material? You're pretty good today.
Come on, I'm
all right. You had some good ones today.
You know, had a long morning. I woke up early, but I still feel good. A lot of energy, ready to go. But no, I think it's over the top. I don't know what he's trying to make up for or what it is, but just once. You don't have to say that you don't think LeBron's going to win, but to just flout, over him about everything. Everything's great. You know what I mean? I just think after a while, people tune out because they know where you're coming from and they know what you're going to say at every turn.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Who's the top team coming out of this pandemic?
I still think it's the Clippers. I just only because they're very deep, Chris, and I think that's great. And then they were playing well, banged up.
Right.
They're playing well, banged up, and now you got your guys who are younger, who got themselves together with the 3 months off,
too.
And they're hungrier. They know going into this what they have at stake and what can happen.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, we can make this happen.
I know LeBron is hungry. I don't know that anybody's hungrier than LeBron James, but as a team, Rob, I think they've got, I'll call them the 2 Ds is a big advantage for the Clippers. The depth, as you mentioned, and the dog. They got major dog in them. And the Lakers do not, up and down the roster, do not have as much dog. And then you lost Avery Bradley, who was one of your dogs.
People can poo-poo Avery Bradley they want. He was playing well for them, Chris, and that's a loss. I'm not saying
he had 6 threes and 24 points when they beat the Clippers, the one game they beat them. And then Dwight Howard is still a question mark. He has not said yet whether or not he's playing. Now, they expect him to. Frank Vogel said today he expects him to, but it is not a done deal yet. So if they lost Dwight, if he didn't play, oh my.
And I'll tell you this.
My. Rob G wouldn't come into work.
Rob G would be sick. He would be doing the Chris Broussard on the set.
Oh, look at you. See?
But the only thing is, Chris, I'm going to lean this. If he was coming, he would have made up his mind already. For him to
really?
Yep.
You think Dwight Howard's going to sit out?
I think he's going to sit out. And I think
he's
trying to
go there.
He's trying to soften the blow by not saying anything yet and then at the last minute. Because if you're going, you would have made up your mind.
You would have say it now.
You would have made up your mind already. Then what's the hold up? I
think he's just debating. I think he's just torn. And we'll see. But I expect Dwight Howard to play. But he hadn't guaranteed it yet.
I'm saying no because Dwight Howard also was in the Kyrie camp. There was some other stuff that's going on. You know what I mean? He's got doubts.
Look, I know players that are up that have doubts, that are apprehensive, but they're going anyway. And so I think Dwight will fall into that camp. But you might be right because he is definitely having second thoughts. I've been told by some people, sources. All right, your turn to weigh in. 877-99 on Fox. 877-996-6369. Is LeBron the mentally toughest player in the NBA? And beyond that, is he light years ahead of everybody else? Because that's what Draymond said. Does his presence alone make the Lakers the title favorite entering the bubble? Your turn to weigh in as we continue the conversation with you. It is Chris and Rob, the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
All right, Tony in D.C., you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Tony?
So what's going on? A long time. Because I always listen to you guys. It's always a pleasure. Hope you guys are staying safe out there in Cali.
Thank you, Tony.
Brother.
Appreciate
I'm in Jersey, but yes.
It comes a point in time where, you can't have an opinion. Draymond needs to sit down. Just be quiet sometimes, man. Sometimes it's okay to say no comment, okay? Just a couple years ago, we saw LeBron pout and whine when Game 1 went into overtime. And he just pretty much said, well, I did the best I could, fellas. It is what it is. There's been times in his career where against the Mavs, against the Warriors in the Game 1, against Orlando a few years ago, that he's just falling apart. It seems like he's giving up. I think the guy in the league now is Kawhi. And we're talking about legacies. I got a question for you guys. Hypothetically, if Kawhi wins a chip this year and he's the MVP of the finals and everything, that's 3 chips and 2 of those finals, he was the MVP over LeBron. Where does that start to put Kawhi in the gamut of history? And I'll leave it to y'all. You guys can talk.
Appreciate it.
There's no way he'd move past LeBron with just 1 championship, but he's still young. I mean, if he went on some type of tear and he winds up with 6 rings, they wouldn't be 6 straight like MJ or something, which I consider 6 straight, but really 6 and 8 years, I guess. But, it remains to be seen. But he's an all-time great. And if he won the title, it would just solidify him as an all-time great. And you just have to say he's got a lot more left in him. So let's see how much more he wins.
But I get Tony's question in that during the LeBron era, he was able to do what he was able to do. LeBron has all these other numbers and accolades, which I get. But it would say a lot to Kawhi. If Kawhi comes to L.A. and LeBron got Anthony Davis and Kawhi winds up winning the championship, that speaks volumes.
Sean and years of 2 teams that never had won.
They had never won too, Chris. Right. That is monumental, and I don't think we've ever seen anything like that for anybody in any sport. Sean in Sacramento, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Sean?
It's been too long. My uncle's from another mother, man.
I know. Where you been?
It's so hard, man. Y'all big time when I call like 4 or 5 times in the same hour and I can't get through. But what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy. What up, fellas? Marty from Kentucky, and good evening, gentlemen. My big uncle, Mark from Sacramento, man. They getting in, but it's hard for me to get in nowadays.
It is funny that those guys get in. I get on social media all the time. People say, "How can I get in?" I try to call like all the time, and I can never get in.
For all you out there, people is 2 people.
Yeah, well, for me.
Go ahead, Sean.
So, first, I want to say this, man. LeBron's so mentally strong that he was rattled, you know what I'm saying, in that playoff game against, I believe, the San Antonio Spurs and couldn't make anything happen, was taking all these bad shots. He went into playoff mode last year, and what do you know? Didn't make the playoffs.
Tanked. That's right.
I feel like Draymond is playing the long game right now. He's hyping LeBron up because he knows next year when he sees him again in the finals, the Western Conference Finals, he'll have him thinking that he's got everything. But all he has to do is whisper, "What happened with Hong?" or "Black Lives Matters." And next thing you know, LeBron is shattered just all over again, man. Wow. I don't believe in LeBron's mental strength, man. I think he's more of a figurehead than anything else.
Wow. You buried the lead, though, Sean. So you got the Warriors and the Lakers in next year's Western Conference Finals.
Hey, man, they're going to have all those players healthy again. They're going to have a couple of good draft picks and some trade bait this year. Don't undersell the Northern California chance, man. You know I got to
like
represent.
him, but all right.
Steph can't make any big shots, Sean. We'll talk about that another time.
Steph is awesome.
All right, Max in Georgia. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. That's why I won 6
AKA
minutes.
Rob Jr.
That's why I won 6
Man,
minutes.
it's good
Because
to
of
get on
Max.
with you
Max
fellas.
is forbidden
Max.
from 6 minutes.
No, Max can call up.
Rob G and
No.
Alex, y'all know. Max is forbidden.
Max, you
from-
can participate
he's
and be a
never
judge on 6
disagreed with
minutes.
disagree with
That's
Rob.
not
No
true.
way.
He has disagreed
He's
with me
never,
before,
never.
Max.
Hey, I'm calling in Friday, giving it a shot. Hey,
No.
listen, so this whole discipline thing, I've been showing more discipline than not calling in on Fridays than LeBron's ever shown. LeBron James didn't show discipline in Boston when he had to be sedated and when he gave up on his team. LeBron James didn't show discipline in Game 1 when his new teammate, J.R. Smith, shut down. He melted down. LeBron James, man, it makes me frustrated. Draymond Green needs to just go ahead and move south, go ahead and get 3 hours down south, go ahead and move to L.A., go ahead and partner up. And lastly, Chris, LeBron is not hungry. He is thirsty.
Oh, look
That's
at
a good
Max.
point. Thirsty.
He's hungry. He's hungry.
He's thirsty.
He
I like
wants
that.
a ring. He wants that 4th ring. I do think LeBron may want to play more than any other player in this pandemic.
This is his best last chance.
Yep.
Hey, Josh in Texas, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Josh?
What's up, Chris and Rob? Hey, man, first of all, you guys are so funny, man, because I was in the barbershop and someone was arguing like, yo, Donald Trump gave us $1,200. What do you want him to do?
Yep. See,
Oh,
there you
there's
go.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt.
You already know. They're
There
like,
is
I
no
got
doubt.
I got 1,200 from him. What you talking about, right?
Yeah, so I'm just like, that's crazy. But, hey, Chris, you made a good point. The Clippers have 2 Ds, but you forgot 1 extra D, and that other D is for Doc. Because I think Doc can outcoach Frank Vogel. Not saying Vogel's a bad coach.
Vogel's a good coach.
Because, yeah, he's a good coach, but I don't think he's on Doc's level. And I think with LeBron and the discipline part, I mean, I don't know how you measure that. All I know is I seen him last year, I believe, walking into the arena with a cup of wine.
Right.
And I've never seen Michael do that or Kobe do that. You
That
know what
was
I mean?
strange.
I've never seen a human being do that.
Right. When you're
I
walking into
never-
work with a beverage,
glass
with an
of wine.
adult
I've never
beverage.
ever seen anything like that, unless your job is that of wine taster or something like that. So, what's happening, y'all? It's Chris Broussard,
I'm Rob Parker.
and we are
The Odd Couple. Check us out as often as you can on YouTube.
And always remember, I'm Oscar, and he's Felix.
Oh, man. Are you serious?